I need to change my contact lenses. I just haven't. Oh,
You feel it? It's dry. It's about.
no, it's just actually it's too wet actually.
Bar2Bar. Man, these limits go in. Yeah. Put me up. This is some straight bars.
Guys, welcome back to Bar2Bar, where we bring bars from your favorite songs and we bring them to the bar to discuss. I'm Nicolette.
Will.
What's up, y'all? I feel a little off sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes before we start, I feel a little jittery.
I would say, I'll tell you this. Before we start, every time, I always feel a little bit nervous.
Yeah, like, it's like a weird,
But it's like butterflies. It's in a good way, though.
and it's subtle, and we always get through it.
Of course. We have to. If we want to keep this thing on going, this ship sailing.
Y'all be making us nervy.
Yeah, welcome back to all of our returning customers, our regulars.
Customers?
Yeah.
Not you calling them customers.
Our regulars. And shout out to the newcomers.
Oh, yes.
Once you come back, you're a regular. You know what a liquor is. Pour your own shot. Let's go.
Alrighty. So, sorry guys, we had some technical difficulties and I'm like trying to navigate it while getting my notes up. My notes are up this time. I just gotta switch, but
Hey, don't judge us. We use our phones for our notes.
I just gotta talk to the owner of the studio, make sure they know that,
Everything copacetic. We straight.
everything copacetic. Who said that? A rapper said that.
Copacetic?
I like that word.
I do
That's a
too.
sexy
I ain't
word.
Well, I don't know about
What's it
sex,
mean?
but like it's good. Everything's smooth. I feel like that's the meaning of it. Because when you use copacetic, like everything copacetic, everything good. Straight, we good, we cool.
Yeah, that's a sexy word. Speaking of sexy, we got a sexy ass song today.
Who we got in the studio today with us?
I think, even though I don't want to take a shot, I think we should start with a shot because I need to flush these little nerves away. I don't know what's wrong with us, y'all. We're on, I don't know what episode this is, but we're far along and we're still getting nervous. But it's okay. So cheers.
Cheers, y'all. Let's have a great episode.
Great episode.
Ooh. That's good.
Oh, luckily that's not as harsh as, I didn't take all of mine, but.
Oh, I took all mine. You know I do.
Okay, anyways.
So what we got going on today, Nicolette? What's up?
All right, so today we have Three-Way by Teyana Taylor.
Three-way.
Now, here's the thing. We did try to record this episode once upon a time, y'all, and then we had to cut it short. That's the long story short. So, I know, okay, so last week when we were trying to do this episode, before we started, you was like, oh, we talk about sex today. And I was like, actually,
You went another route.
I brought out this song because I want to talk about different types of relationships.
Right.
And if you follow me on Instagram, a few weeks ago, I had put on my stories, which is actually going to be my tip for the bar. So stay tuned until the end to hear what I put on my stories because I got some pretty interesting responses. But I had put on my stories about different types of, or how you should navigate relationships, like a general, very blanket statement, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it gets pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and hop into it.
Yeah.
I actually want to start with what you pouring first.
You want me to go?
Yeah, what you pouring?
First off, this song is sexy as fuck.
Yeah, and then
I had to say it like that. I'm sorry, but Teyana Taylor. Hey, boo. I know you with a mind.
Gosh,
I know you with a mind.
married.
I know she married, but you know what I'm saying? Celebrity crush. It's okay to have a celebrity crush. Everybody has a celebrity crush. Teyana Taylor is a celebrity crush. I love her.
You know, she said
But-
she likes it when girls hit on her way more.
I'm not hitting on her. I'm just saying, hey, boo, that's it. That's in mind, lady.
Why?
Respectfully.
Why boo?
Huh?
Why boo?
Why not, boo?
So if Teyana Taylor was in this room right now,
I
you would say, "Hey boo."
I would not say hey boo. I'd probably be like, hey Miss what's her last Sharper? Hey Mrs. Sharper, if that's her last
Why
name.
would you say that? Her name is
Man,
Teyana Taylor.
look. Respectful.
So why you being disrespectfully
That's
now?
not saying hey boo is not being disrespectful.
So you wouldn't be bold and say, "Hey boo."
I would actually. I would. It probably just like be like real like
Scary.
subtle.
Will is scary.
Hey man. Look, man, somebody like her, I don't even know if I could blush, but I would probably be blushing that day. Sitting there.
She's we've seen her before. Have you seen her when she
I've
stood up to our spot? the
Yeah,
spot
I've
that
seen
we
her.
used to
I've
work
seen
at?
her, and I stood.
Seen her and her husband.
They look amazing together.
tiny.
I love them. Yeah, she is tiny.
Like
She is
really,
tiny.
really, 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 really tiny.
Like, yeah, really tiny. I love both of them though. They are both awesome. Them two together, yeah, fire.
So if they wanted to do a 3-way with you, would you join?
I plead the fucking fifth. Next question.
So you would.
Next question.
Wow.
Next question. We're not talking about that.
This is
Yo,
perfect. This is perfect because
it's
that's gonna
hot.
segue into some stuff, man.
It's hot in here.
Okay, so what you pouring? You didn't even answer.
Oh, that's like in my opinion, sex on the beach, straight up.
Oh wow.
Straight up sex on the beach.
Okay, sex on the beach.
But it has to be with like that is made with
it
tequila.
needs a double shot in there.
That's
though.
made with tequila, right?
No vodka.
No, definitely not vodka. Tequila. Definitely tequila. And yes, a double shot. Don Julio Reposado. What you got? What you pouring? What's this song?
Okay, so wait, is this sex on the beach like at just the regular lounge, or is it sex on the beach in like Waikiki?
Nah, we're not even Waikiki. We at goddamn Cabo, Aruba, St. Barth, all
so you
them
wanna be
on overseas on the beach, toes in the sand,
Okay,
sex on the
I see
beach,
that for you.
kicking back.
Okay, so mine is Manhattan, and it's interesting because I've never had a Manhattan. But when I think of a Manhattan, and as a bartender, actually, I've never made it. But because the places I've worked at, we didn't have suite vermouth. But I just kind of feel like this song is very sexy. When I think of a Manhattan cocktail, it's very sexy. And I feel like both a male and a female enjoy it. And I just kind of feel like it's just giving like posh and sexy, like
It sounds.
it doesn't have to get wild. It can get sexy, and it could just be right. You know what I mean?
If I heard somebody ask for a Manhattan, I'm gonna look at them.
And be like, oh, you on some other shit.
Yeah, because like I've never heard of a Manhattan until today, right?
Okay.
But it sounds like some grown and sexy shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like,
Like, hey, yo, what can I get for you? Let me get a Manhattan.
Shaking, not stirring.
There you go.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you want some other shit. And like this song is like, oh, you want some other shit. Okay.
Right.
So that's why I said Manhattan. I actually now on my I guess my bucket list, which this would be the smaller task of all of it, but I'll put trying a Manhattan on.
I need to put that on too because I've never had it.
You know what I did though, real quick? When I went to an all-inclusive resort last year, in Mexico, I tried a hell of a lot of drinks.
Just to try. Because
it was all-inclusive, and all I had to do was tip. So I was like, let me get that. Go. Ooh. But my staple was mojitos. And I know that sounds, which I had a mojito prior to, but I was like, it's Mexico. Let's try it.
I would get
Mexico.
fucked up off some goddamn mojitos.
And they were so refreshing. I will say sometimes I had to tell them to add a little bit more simple syrup.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I love me a mojito.
yes.
Ooh, mojito, me. Mojito or margarita. Those are the only two drinks that I like. Other than that, give me shots.
I love margaritas. I do. But not flavored ones so much. Frozen margaritas, classic, salt on the rim. That's me all day.
Oh, and a tequila-based daiquiri for me. But let me tell you something, though.
Too sweet for me.
This girl right here, when it comes to the margaritas, I've had hers.
Yeah?
I have had your margarita. Yes, you made me one. You made a spicy one and you had extra and you put, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When I tell you she got it. Sorry. Hands down. I just had to get props
It's
with
so
props.
funny. Also, really quick, the other day we was in a group chat. So I have a lot of bartender friends, and we was in a group chat. We was talking about something else, but long story short, it came up where we was talking about lemon drops.
Oh, Lord.
First of all, I hate lemon drops. They're sweet.
I
and
don't know
like them.
one bartender that does not like to make them or even drink them. I don't know one.
You don't know one that likes to make them. You said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said it wrong.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, I don't
But
know
I
one
get
that.
what you meant.
Yeah.
That likes to make
Yeah,
them.
every time I see their face, they just like.
Because my friend, she's a bartender, and she likes to drink them, But I think now because I don't know what it is. It's been an influx lately at the spot she works at. Well, she just changed spots, but the spot she was working at, she was just like, yo, I can't do these lemon drops no more. And they're super easy to make, but bro, it's just so annoying because I don't know what it is about them. The spot that me and Will used to work at, oh my goodness, it was terrible.
Strawberry
Y'all,
lemon drop.
this green light this is the technicalities we were talking about. This green light just got pretty bright and it's picking up on camera. We apologize.
Yes.
If you're listening, disregard this. But if you're watching it, we apologize. We were trying to get these lights together and it's been a hassle. So if anything changes, we apologize in advance.
Yes, we do. Apology.
All right. But yeah, let's just move on. Let's see. Oh, check some ID. Let's go ahead and check some ID.
So,
Yeah.
I got it right last week when we tried to do this.
Oh yeah, because we had just started. I think I started with check some ID.
Oh damn, I don't remember what I said
So
last week.
when
So
do you
we're
think
gonna
the
say
song came out.
2018.
Yeah. But you remembered, yeah.
No, I did not remember. I kid you not. I was nervous. I thought I would forgot.
Yeah, it was 2018, June 22nd to be exact.
We're good.
It's a Cancer album. Yeah, do you think it could work beforehand, afterhand?
I think it definitely could work a little bit beforehand. There's been plenty of sexy songs that have come out similar to this. I think it could go to, I would say, okay. So the sexiness of the song can work anytime, I think.
Okay.
The lyricism of the song, Three-Way, I don't know. The reason I say that is because I think back in the 90s, three-ways and things like that was not what's the word? It wasn't out there like that, you know what I mean? So folks wasn't really doing it. It wasn't out there, wasn't discussed much. People were doing it, don't get me wrong, but I think it was more so privately. Whereas nowadays,
it depends on the city, though.
that is also true. But like nowadays, I honestly don't think the city much so matters as much. A lot of people are more open about these things, and so I feel like the lyricism of the song would work more so from the late 2000s, like 2010s, all the way up until now, maybe further on along to like maybe 2040. I don't know. It depends on how free the mind is. For
whoever is
injustice.
I think.
What you think?
I think it can work whenever. It's just such a the beat is so simple. It's very classic, and of course, anything prior to the 90s, it'd have been a if you know type deal. But it would have been if this was released as a single, like say in the. Well, obviously in the 90s, she was a kid. But say an artist who wasn't Teyana Taylor, or if she was born earlier and she released this, I don't know, in the 80s or 90s, it would have been like, yo, she on that freak shit. She a super freak. She's super freaky.
I feel like, you remember how in the mid-90s, remember the Freaknik?
Yeah.
I think this would have been like the slow song anthem for Freaknik. Like, just be yourself. You're freaky as fuck.
Yeah, it would have been like, yo, about to go to the house and put on that three-way.
Yes, sir.
Like, I can hear that being like a tag in like the movies, like Booty Call and stuff like that. Like a movie like that.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
Okay. And of course it could work in the future because
definitely.
Honestly, in the future, this is going to be less. It's not going to be any type of shock value to this. It's just going to be a regular schmegular degular concept. You know what I mean? Because we're progressing so much with like being open and the ideologies of different types of relationships.
Absolutely.
And that's perfect for this episode because
we're about to get into it.
Wanna go bar2Bar now. Okay, so actually, I don't have too many bars to bring up. The song is so self-explanatory, but there are some things I do want to bring up.
Talk your shit.
And then, y'all, stay tuned because we did a relationship quiz, which is going to tell us revealed to us what is our individual relationship styles.
All right. Damn sure did.
So let's go for the first bar. Anything for my baby, I do some crazy things. So whatever he want, he can get that. Now, I want to start and say There's an interview. Okay, so Teyana Taylor was doing an interview. Well, she was interviewing Jadena and Joy Badass, and then a Bumble premium user. If you know Bumble, it's a dating app that is basically led by women. It's like where the woman is more in control on who she's selected to date, or
Like if she can choose if she wants to talk to you or not. Like y'all can match,
yeah.
but you can't message her until she messages you first. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how it works per se, but he just broke it down for
that's
y'all.
how it goes.
I'm not a dating apps type of girl, but I will say that on that interview, so it's I guess it's part of Bumble or whatever, and Teyana Taylor is hosting it, and she's interviewing the two celebrities and the premium user. And one thing I love that she said in it was, I'm sorry, y'all. This light is bothering me. Okay, I'm not gonna think about it. See. Okay. Is it bright again?
Yeah, it's bright again.
I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not. It's just, it is what it is. But in the interview, she was saying how she doesn't like when people think that just because she might open her bedroom with her husband, it means that it's like he's calling all the shots. And she's basically saying like, yo, it's normally me dictating who I want and, when this is going to happen and stuff. Yes, we agree upon it. I'm not, she's not just like, I need it, whatever, fuck what you think. It's very much, she's dominating the, conversation. And I think as women, we get flack because like other women per se will judge and be like, oh, you only doing that because he wants you to do that, And it's like, no, half the time, like, I'm interested. I would enjoy another woman. I find women sexy. I think it's sexy when my man is on another woman and I'm there and I'm present. So, anyways, I love that she said that because that is such a common misconception. Matter of fact, what you was about to say something?
I was about to say, a lot of those same women that like to talk about the women that allow it, those also be the ones that talk about, oh, you just letting him cheat in front of you. It's not the same.
Letting him cheat in front of you. That doesn't make sense.
Exactly, but that's what they say.
You're letting him cheat in front of you. If you're consenting that doesn't make sense.
It does not
I've
make
never heard that before.
I've heard plenty of women say that. You're just letting him cheat in front of you. No, it's not the same.
I hate people
It's
who
just
think
not what you prefer. And that's okay if that's not what you prefer, but they prefer that. And again, that dialogue is had between them. And I'm going to tell you right now, 7 to 8 times out of 10, it is not the guy that brings it up. He might ask about it at the beginning of the relationship. Have you ever done it? Would you do it? But it's not the guy that brings it up to like, hey, I found a chick. Like, no, it's not. It's most likely the female that is the one that's like, hey, I found a girl. I know you asked me about this before. You considering it? Oh,
can I tell you something?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, what's up? So,
literally, my last 2 relationships, I didn't ask for a 3-way or anything, but or threesome, but I did initiate before we agreed to be official. I asked both of them, do you want to keep the relationship open or closed?
Right.
And if it's open, what would that look like for you? You know what I mean?
Open conversation.
They both shut it down immediately. They're Southern guys, and I guess the stereotype with Southern men is traditional, right? But it's interesting because one of them cheated crazy. The other one won't admit he cheated. And I don't have proof. The other one I do. And it's so wild because it's like, bro, I literally asked you if you wanted to keep this open. Like, I didn't even ask to be the main. I was like, do you want to keep this open? Yeah. And what does that look like for you? So my homegirl was like, she thinks that when you ask guys that, it's a test. It's like when you ask them that in the beginning, it's a test to test you and see where you're. Oh, so you want to cheat? Oh, so you want to be with other bitches? You don't want to just be with me? And it's like, whoa. Can we stop the bro? I'm 30. I'm 32 years old. Can we stop? I was 30 when I first introduced that topic to the guy I was dating at the time. Like, Like, miss me with all of that bullshit. Why would I? You know what I mean? I get it.
There are women out there that will do that.
But
you just
can
so
y'all
happen to
stop
be-
doing that then?
Right,
Because
right.
you're making it hard for me. I'm getting cheated on for no fucking reason because niggas think I'm lying and I'm trying to test them to see where they head at.
All you trying to do is say, hey, do you want an open or closed
Right.
relationship? And
How
if you
can-
want open,
right.
let's open it up. But
Yes.
let's keep the line of communication open. But you got females out there that's like, do you want an open relationship? And then a guy says yes, and then she's like, oh no, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Nah, bro.
That shit is so annoying, y'all. Can y'all stop?
Stop being childish.
Please.
Just, if you don't want an open relationship, say that. Don't ask him if he wants an open relationship.
Right. So let's keep moving because I
Yeah.
don't want to get angry. I gotta box these hoes out. No, I'm just kidding. But I will say, the other point I wanted to bring up with this is, would you be willing to open up your bedroom or your relationship?
With that, it's just as long as the line of communication is open, then I mean, I wouldn't say no to anything because I mean you gotta have an open mind. But that's also dependent upon the comfort of my partner.
Yeah, for sure. I know you've said in the previous episode that you have had threesomes before.
Yes.
I think it was the T-Pain episode we did.
Yeah.
But I haven't, but I was thinking when I was doing this outline, I was thinking, y'all, and I was like, yo, I'm not into women and vagina turns me off. I have a vagina. Relax, y'all. Relax. I have a vagina. I think they're beautiful. It's just I'm not sexually attracted to them, okay?
Right.
Calm it down. I'm actually more sexually attracted to breasts than I am vagina. Even ass too, but not vagina. It's not for me. But I was thinking, I was like, if I did have a threesome, actually, I would have it with two guys.
You know, I've actually had a friend, a female friend, that told me that they wanted. That's one of the things on their bucket list.
Two guys?
Two guys, yeah.
Yeah, and like, so for the longest, as women, we've been made to feel ashamed of wanting more than one guy. So I never thought about it.
I don't think y'all should
because, you know, a lot of men and some women, but a lot of men would be like, oh no, that's a train. And that's because a lot of men are insecure being around another penis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, which, child, that is not, if you're comfortable with your sexuality, like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree.
Like dead ass. So I think,
just say pause the whole time.
Oh my God.
I'm just like,
No, but could you imagine? Pause. Pause, nigga.
Every time y'all switch position, pause. All right, we good, bro? Yeah, we good. We good, bro.
We good. Hey,
We got
you
to dap
just
it up. Hey, wait. You just touched
Pause.
it. You just
Pause
touched
on
us.
the
Hold
dab.
on, man, bro. Hold on, bro. Wipe your hands off.
Pause on the dab.
Like have hand sanitizer on deck.
That's wild.
That's
okay,
funny.
But
If you gotta do all that, you might as well not do it.
yeah,
But
I would want to have two guys instead of two girls. Now I am. We'll get into it. We have a lot to talk about, y'all.
All right.
But yeah. So I was saying I would open my I would open my bedroom to another man, and because I'm cisgendered, I date men. It's ghetto, but I do, and yeah, open relationship. You know, I've talked about it. I've always been down. I've just told you guys that I've, proposed the question twice. Now here's a thing that off of some just different, I listen to a lot of podcasts and just, a lot of people talk about this subject, and just in doing some more thinking of my own and being aware, I do love that, especially with the Bumble. I'm telling y'all got to listen to that Bumble conversation with Teyana Taylor and Jadena. And Joey Badass. Jadena did bring up a point. He used to be polyamorous and now he's monogamous. But what I love that he said is him and his partner, they give themselves room to grow and to evolve. So if they want to open it back up, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? If they want to close it, or if they want to do, whatever style they want to do, they do it. They also do this really dope thing where every month they get butt booty naked and they have conversations, and they do it under a full moon, I think, or a new moon. I can't remember which moon it was.
Okay.
And I love that idea, because that is when everything comes out. Because, a lot of the times, especially for people who don't know how to express their emotions through words, like they're not great communicators.
Right.
A lot of the times what happens is you don't know the time and place to bring certain things up, like some of the harder things to talk about. Like say you want to, you're in a closed relationship, or I'm not gonna say closed, but in a monogamous relationship, and you want to open it up, but you don't know the time and place to bring it up to your girl because you're afraid she's gonna freak out and be like, because you're afraid she's gonna freak out and be like, yo,
what the hell you talking about?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Get the fuck out of my face.
But if you're vulnerable and you're naked and you're doing this, you know it's under a new moon. I mean, it doesn't have to be under any type
New
of
moon,
but
yeah.
You know, I just think the naked part is very important because it just puts you in a vulnerable place. And he was like, yo, the sex after that be bomb too. So, you know, I'm for it, you know?
Hey, that does not sound like a bad idea. I mean, you're, like you said, you're vulnerable. So you're open. Everything is out there. It's just literally out there. So you can literally just
pour your heart out.
Right. And not feel, I don't think you should feel bad for it after something like that. Like y'all are literally having an open conversation between you and that one other person.
Yeah. I'm the type to pull up with my notes.
I'm
naked, but I got the notes, y'all.
Here we go. Let's talk about it.
And I don't even mind writing them down on a piece of paper. If there's no electronics involved, I'd prefer that. I'm writing them down. You know me. Okay, point number 1. No.
Index card. All right, that one's done. Next.
No, but I wouldn't do it like that formal. It's just I'm a type of person, I like to get my point across like fully as much as I can. And sometimes I don't want to forget. And it's not like you can't talk outside of the little ritual, but you know, just being able to have that the best, milk it as best as you can, you know?
Absolutely.
Not me.
Oh, wow. I just realized.
For those who are watching, my bad. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the next bar before I ask these next 2 questions to you. Because everything kind of coincides with each other. So it really doesn't matter where I put them in the notes. But the next bar, as long as I like, we can hit that. Hoes, we don't love them. Soon as we done, she leaving right out the door. And I like that because my ideal open relationship is, you know, I've talked about it before. It's me, my main guy, and then we just have like weekends on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for me, I would prefer them to not be reoccurring weekends. But then again, it can be safer.
So
it can be.
I'll say this. The reoccurring thing, like you said, is definitely safer because you know that person. Only thing is, you just don't want that reoccurring to get too comfortable.
But here's the thing. For me, if I'm in an open relationship, my mindset, it would have to be, you just have to understand. You have to be okay with both realities. You have to be okay with the reality that this man is going to stand by you the entire time, or this man may have a better connection with someone else.
Right.
But here's the funny thing about that. That's the reality regardless.
Regardless of having an open relationship.
Regardless.
You're right.
Even in a monogamous relationship, one thing that I want to do moving into the type of relationship that I get into, whether it's monogamous or not, I want to be okay with like, hey, this man can go to work one day and somebody comes through the door and he finds her or him, I guess, or them. Amazing, you know, just super attractive, and they have a conversation or they have several conversations, and he's like, yo, like, wow.
I might not be in the right spot.
Exactly. Yeah. It's gonna hurt. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna hurt less. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna cry.
Right.
It's just, I think for me, the worst part of heartbreak and just from last year, when I went through a breakup, the worst part of it wasn't all the bullshit that happened. It was the shock. It was the shock of, whoa, I never made room for this person to even be an ounce of a shit person he was. You know what I mean? He was way worse, come to find out when everything came out. But like, I didn't even make room for that. And it made it more shocking. You know what I'm saying? But when you're less shocked by something, like, you know, when you hear something and you're like, oh. Like, for instance, today when you were like, oh, the spot we used to work at, you know, the building's up for sale now. And I was like, duh. But if it was like a place where like shit was running smooth
It was
and
booming.
like, you know what I'm saying?
would've
Everybody
been
was
more-
so good and the management was on point and I'd been like, what? They not even gonna try to open back up? They selling the build? Like that would have
Yeah.
been shocking.
Yeah.
But when it's not as shocking, it's like,
It's also because we
You
had
know?
an idea that was going to happen too. So yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah.
right. I understand the shock factor was like there's no shock factor.
yeah. And it's not that you should have an idea that your partner is gonna have a connection with somebody else or cheat or whatever, but
Right.
it's just, I think for me, accepting both realities makes it less of hurtful.
Less-
It's more
yeah.
like, I want you to be happy. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah, I get exactly
Yeah.
what you're saying. I
But
get
if obviously if you're monogamous, even though you might accept that reality, the other worst part is the lying.
it's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Pill to swallow, regardless. Even
So-
if there's no lying involved, you still got somebody that comes to you and be straight up honest with you.
Yeah,
It's still a hard pill to swallow.
yeah, it is. It is. Do you think that's why a lot of people avoid the conversation?
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's a hard pill to swallow for both ways. It's hard for the person to say it
Yeah.
because they don't want to hurt the other person, and it's hard for the other person to accept it because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah,
Well, speaking of monogamy, do you think it's a scam?
monogamy. I don't think monogamy is a scam.
Why not?
Because I feel like as a scam is one of those things where you go into it, especially if you don't know it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? You go into it and you think you're about to get something just for you, and turns out
a whole
that shit
different
is you getting robbed type
Yeah.
shit. Whereas monogamy, especially if you have that conversation at the beginning, it's not a scam because you have an understanding. This is what we're here. This is the understanding of this relationship. These are the boundaries
Yeah.
that are set forth between both of y'all, not just one person setting the boundaries. So therefore, I don't think that's a scam.
Yeah, monogamy is not necessarily a scam to me either. It's ghetto as fuck, but it's not necessarily a scam to me. What I do think is fucked up though is, and it's why I love the
Excuse my
idea.
reach. Sorry.
It's why I love the idea of different, I love the fact that there are, not even the idea, that there are different types of relationships, is because when you get into monogamy, well, first of all, think about it. Anytime you've asked somebody to be your girl or whatever, you got into a relationship, right? Have you guys ever discussed what does that look like for you guys? Or have you just been like, you want to be my girl? All right, and then boom. There's nothing else that is spoken. No one says, all right, so what does flirting look like to you? Is that crossing the line? Like when you're, what does monogamy mean to you? What are the things that are acceptable in your eyes and not acceptable? If I was to go to a bar, sorry guys, it's a lot of technical difficulty.
No, go
If
ahead,
I was
go
to go to a bar and I was to talk to a guy all night and we had a great conversation, would that make you uncomfortable? Like, nobody talks about any of this stuff. It's just, you my girl now, and that's it. And we're supposed to go by these phantom type laws and rules that,
Relationship.
you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
no one,
But there's no discussion
there's
about
no discussion. That's the part of monogamy that I don't fuck with. I will say when you get into other types of relationships, people talk about
You
it
have to.
because it's new.
Right.
And it's like, wait, we're doing something new.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I get it, the tradition of it. I mean, we've seen monogamy our whole lives. It's been shoved down our throats
Right.
our entire lives, you know?
Right. Yep.
But I hate that there's no discussion. That's the part that I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I want to talk about this.
You never think, I feel like when you feel like you're getting into a monogamous relationship, you don't think about those scenarios. You only think about those scenarios when you talk about an open relationship. So if
Or
we're
about
having,
the scenarios when the actual scenario comes
or
up.
when it comes up,
And then it's too late because it's like, I
it's
didn't
not a
know
scenario
there was
anymore.
a problem for you.
Right.
And it's like, no, it is a problem for me. I don't think you should flirt with other women. And he'd be like, yo, that's who I am. But if you talked about that in the beginning, you could have decided whether you wanted to move forward with this man or not. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's just
Absolutely.
like, y'all.
Like, are you a flirt? Yes or no?
I refuse moving forward because I used to do it too, y'all. I ain't know no better.
Wow.
Me moving forward when I get into a relationship, monogamy or not, we are talking about it, and it's not just a one-off conversation. People change. This it's something where I don't like using the word rules, but like guidelines or how you feel or what works for your relationship is going to constantly evolve. And you should have, for me, I want the room to evolve, just like
Right.
Dennis said. And we're going to constantly have these conversations. It's not going to be like a hounding thing,
Right.
but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to be a thing that's normal. We're going to normalize it. That's what I meant to say.
I think it's more like guidelines because rules, they're supposed to be strictly enforced, blah blah blah. But guidelines, it's a guideline. It's in the word guideline. You're supposed to. It's a guided.
Yeah, it's the
way.
same thing actually. Rules and guidelines. It's just rules have a worse denotation than
that's what I'm saying. It's not rule. When you hear rules, you're like, oh my God, this is it. You cannot break this. If you break this, you get in trouble.
Guidelines kind of feels
rule
like,
or law.
okay, let's guide you through this.
Right, and then if you find a better way, we can add that to the guidelines for next time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So, I like that one though.
Yeah.
That was a good point. Another thing that Jadena did say was compatibility versus chemistry. How do you feel about that? I know how I feel, obviously, because I watched it and I listened to his answer, but I kind of want to like spring it on you. Compatibility versus chemistry. How do you feel about that?
So you could be compatible with somebody, but not have that chemistry. Compatibility, I feel like, makes you friends. Chemistry can make you friends as well, but it's a certain level of chemistry I feel like makes you relationship instead of just straight friendship.
Okay, and we're talking about relationships.
So, and relationship wise, you have that chemistry, you have that, like you can be compatible with somebody, but you can also, but at the same time feel like this person is not for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I looked at it differently. It's the same, but I flip-flopped it so a little bit. It's just, for me, I like the example of I can have, when you meet somebody and you're like, yo, we just had great chemistry shit. That conversation was just flowing and we have the same, we have a lot of things in common. But then you might get into a relationship or start talking to them further on, maybe by week 3 or month 3 these days, because, people are afraid to get into anything.
Right.
You realize like, this person doesn't call me the way I like them to be, like he's always texting. I don't want to just be texted. I want to be called. Like, call me, talk to me. Yeah.
Let's have a conversation.
I don't want just the text. Like, I just text people. I don't really, you know what I mean? Yeah. You might think that. And so that makes it, y'all uncompatible because it's like, he might not be a phone person. A lot of people don't like to be on the phone. They don't like that,
Right, absolutely.
And I definitely like being on the phone.
So you're a phone person.
Well, the thing is, I'm a quality time person.
So if you can get that quality time through the phone because they can't be there, you'll take that.
That's totally fine.
For them.
I'm not necessarily a phone person. Don't call my phone. But
steady calling my phone.
If I like you, I want to spend quality time with you. We gonna.
What about a little FaceTime?
Of course.
Okay.
I only FaceTime,
I want to see your face. She's stupid. There you go with the boo.
Man, it's hot, but we should take another shot. Hey, bars.
Oh, hey, give me some. Yes, sir. Like that. Just for that, I'm gonna pull you up.
Okay. And so, compatibility. I keep saying it so fast. Compatibility versus chemistry.
Like a tongue twister.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that a lot of us don't think about too. I know I didn't think about it before. I was definitely that person like, oh my God, we have so much in common. Conversation just flowed. I'll tell you this much. It was a guy I met at the bar we used to work at. I wonder if we could say the name now that they shut down.
I wouldn't.
Okay, not yet.
I think did we have to sign NDAs? Did you sign an NDA?
No. That was another spot you worked at.
That is another spot I worked at.
No, I didn't sign up. Oh, I think some of y'all did sign NDAs.
I don't know if I did or didn't. That's why I haven't released names. I'm just waiting.
I never signed shit. So
don't worry about it.
I want. But anyways, we'll wait. We'll wait. Whatever. But anyways, the spot that we worked at. One time I met this guy and he was a polygamist. And we had great chemistry. We talked.
Different.
He was definitely he was
you could feel the difference between chemistry and compatibility, right? You felt that.
Oh, for sure, sure. I felt it right then in the moment, but I didn't think about those two terms in that moment.
Right. I'm talking about now that you
looking back. That's a great example. For me because he was a polygamist, and we talked for like 2-3 hours straight, like.
Right.
great chemistry, loved his open mind, love how honest he was, if he was being honest. I just met him. But,
So true.
some of the stuff, like he was saying, he didn't have to tell me those things. And some of those things, you would think as somebody who's advocating this new type of, not new, but this different type of relationship style, you would think that he would try to just say all the great points, but he also mentioned some of the downfalls and some of the cons to it.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so just that honesty in that, and it was kind of vulnerable in that same sense, and I loved that. But I don't want to be in a polyamorous relationship. One, he definitely, not definitely, I don't know, but he definitely was pursuing me. But and I think if I wanted to be a part of the gang,
the gang,
you know what I'm saying? If I want to be part of the team, I could have.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that, because I will say this: before I even considered an open relationship, that ideology or whatever, I definitely used to, when I would get cheated on or whatever, way back in the day and stuff, I used to always say, like, damn, at least let me know I'm on a team. The fact that I'm thinking like this is tennis and it's me against you, or it's a two. It's a
team tennis.
Yeah,
you two like, versus everybody else type.
The doubles.
The doubles. Yeah.
The fact that I think this is tennis and we're playing doubles, and come to find out, nigga, we not even playing tennis. We got a basketball team, and it's 5 of us starting, let alone niggas on the bench. And I'm like, whoa. Can you at least let me know that there's more people on this motherfucking team?
They got a full roster.
You know what I'm saying? Or even if we are playing tennis, you might double up with someone else. Wait a minute. We ain't never practiced with nobody else.
Hold up, bitch.
Like, what are you talking about? So I used to always say, at least let me know there's a team, would I like to join the team at least? Yeah. Then I can make the decision like, is this the route I want to take or not? And it's so crazy because that's pretty much an open relationship. Right. And I wasn't thinking of it that way. Right. I used to say, open relationship is for... Okay, relationships are for hoes and those who keep them.
Oh, wow.
Super, super close-minded.
When was this?
Probably like fresh out of college.
Oh.
I got cheated on really bad senior year. Well, right before senior year.
And look at you now.
I know, right? So evolved, but I just hated. I was hurt. That was just from a person who was hurt, bitter.
But then also over the years you've gained that knowledge.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
That knowledge. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying?
8-year difference.
That's what I'm saying. You've matured in that knowledge. Hey, shout out to maturity and knowledge.
Shout out to me, y'all.
Nicolette.
All right, so we have so much to talk about. I love this conversation. But I guess we can move on to the relationship quiz.
Okay.
Or should we do the last 2 bars? Or the last bar. Let's do the last bar, then we're going to relationship quiz.
Yeah. We can finish up the bars.
All right. So last bar I wanted to bring up was if you keep your family... Oh, y'all, I can't read my own. My bad. I don't know why I got family. I was like, family, a secret? What?
No.
If you can keep our freaky secret on the down low, we can have a special thing going on. And I wanted to ask you, would you keep your open relationship on the down low?
It would be one of those things that who needs to know will need to know. I don't think that everybody needs to know that that I'm in an open relationship. I don't think everybody needs to know that because people like to judge, people like to talk, people like to no, shut the fuck up.
And they can persuade you slowly but surely.
They try to hit you with the this, that. The Bible says blah blah blah.
Oh my God! As soon as they say that shit, I'm out.
It goes from being something that can be great. Again, you're in an open relationship. So with that being said, what they how they try to bring the Bible into it. They say if you're married and you commit, you cheat, adultery, that's a sin. If I'm in a relationship, not marriage, I'm not committing any type of adultery or sin. Yeah. But again, I feel like
I don't even want to get into the Bible when
I know, because you know how folks like to do it. They like, especially the older school, but then again,
no, some new school too.
So, yeah, you're right.
They're just born.
They were born in the church, raised in the church, and all they know is church.
And hey, all the
There's
power
nothing wrong with
to
it now.
you.
Yes.
But the thing is,
Yes,
like
nothing
for
wrong with
me, I'm so open minded, and when I see things like the way I think about the Bible is not the way a lot of people think about it.
Right.
I don't think I'm not even gonna get into it actually because that's not what this pod is for.
Yeah.
But
I just
I
brought
will
it up
say,
as
as
a
soon as that comes up, unfortunately for me,
Exit
I'll
stage
listen,
left.
and then when I see it going south
exit stage
and it's
left.
going close-minded more so, don't even worry about it, sweetheart. We gonna
Hey.
talk what we talk. It's all good, honey.
Straight up. Hey.
You know what I mean? Like, it's no bad blood. It's just I understand that this is not a conversation that is going to allow us to grow from. You know what I mean?
Remember that? Remember the dude at the job that we worked at?
I thought about that, and that was it.
how that conversation was straight at first. Then he brought up the Bible, and then it just went left because I just pointed right, but it just went left. And our other bartender coworker came over there, and then the whole conversation just went straight down.
Yeah, and that's
It
when I
was
left the conversation.
All right, so what we doing? The what's the name now? The questionnaire.
Yeah, but before that, I just wanted to answer. I wouldn't keep my relationship.
You didn't get the answer. I'm sorry.
It would kind of be a need to know basis too,
Right.
but it wouldn't be anything that I was trying to keep a secret. It would just be like,
No.
if you know, you know. If you don't, it's because I intentionally decided not to go into that conversation with you because I already know, you know.
So the reason I was saying like that, I said like it's not like I'm going out there saying, "Hey, I'm in an open relationship." Hey, I'm in an open relationship. It's more of those. My friends know, my family would know, and then whoever that me and my significant other try to pursue, they would know. You know what I'm saying? That's who needs to know.
Would you? You said your family would know.
Yeah, my family would know.
I wonder if I would tell my parents.
I know my family, they're open-minded. My family would be like, hey, whatever.
See, and my family's
Don't do
very
nothing
much
stupid.
so Caribbean, very traditional. Only move with the times when enough of the time has moved. You know what I'm saying? So like, they're never the one. Like, for instance, they're never the one new to like. They not hopping on TikTok right when it come out or like fresh when it's out.
It's
they
a couple of years
TikTok
later.
by the time it turns into Facebook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if by the time I get into an open relationship, would the times move enough to where they're like, oh, okay, we accept that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I understand that.
My parents aren't necessarily. I mean, because I'm grown now, they don't be. You know,
As long as you ain't, I
they
feel
let
like,
me live.
yeah, as long as you ain't out here doing nothing stupid.
Yeah, they let me live.
Right,
Because obviously I'm not out here wilding, but
Then again, you got some parents that are super strict. Don't matter how you could be
regardless,
50 years old and they 80 years old and they still, what the like.
what's crazy is I'm still afraid of my mama. But it's crazy because she don't bother me and she don't care. Let's go ahead and move into this relationship quiz. All right, guys. So me and Will took a relationship quiz. I sent it to him, and I wanted his answers and obviously my results and my results. I did pull up 3 questions that I want to ask on the pod because I want to hear what you might have said. Just 3, maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
And if you guys want to take this test, go to so shout out to Shan Booty. She's one of the goats. I fuck with her. She's a sexologist. She's amazing in this space. Love her work and what she does. So yeah, shout out to Shan. She has a book it's her second book. It's called The Game of Desire. So if you go to gameofdesire.com, you can take the quiz on there. Just go to the menu. I think it's like commitment, and then you'll see the quizzes.
Okay.
So guys, according to the Game of Desire website, there are different types of relationships. I'm pretty sure there might be more than this, of course. But on the website, there's A, casual dating, B, serial non-committed dating, C, did I say B or C?
You said B.
Okay, good.
You good.
C, traditional monogamy, D, modern monogamy, E, being monogamish, F, a free relationship, which I thought.
You thought you was gonna get that?
Yeah, I'll tell you which one I got in the end.
Okay.
G, an open relationship. H, moonlighting, aka swinging.
Oh, interesting.
Which I've had contacts with swingers before, and it's interesting. I, some form of polyamory, because polyamory is literally like a tree with several branches.
Okay.
You know?
It's not just straight up.
Yeah, it's several branches underneath polyamory. And
Okay.
yeah. And last one she has on here is J, aromantic, which means those who aren't interested in a romantic relationship, basically at all. I call them asexuals.
It's 10 of them.
All right.
Asexuals. You stupid.
So, I'm going to go ahead and read some of these questions, y'all. Let's get into it. It's just a few of them, and then you guys obviously can go on the website and take it for yourself. So,
also, if you want to answer some of the questions in the comments below, please do so.
Yeah,
We would love
for sure.
Let's create some dialogue. We'll definitely respond.
Yep. If you're able to, sorry, I'm pulling up these questions. If you're able to comment, definitely do that. All right. So the first one I want to ask you is, when you are in a committed relationship, do you find yourself being attracted to others? And so there is absolutely not. I only have eyes for my partner. Not really, except for when things get rocky. Then my eyes start wandering. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get through this. What committed relationship? I stay single. Yes, I might look, but that's as far as it's ever gonna go. Or yes, I look and I will likely strike up a conversation. I'm also open to going beyond that, but I gotta check with my partner first. And then yes. And when I find someone attractive, I also think it's fun to tell my partner about them to see if they think they're hot too.
All right, the last one.
Wait, hold on. There's two more.
Oh, shit.
This was one of the ones with the longer.
Oh,
yeah. And then there is no limit to my desire for new romantic connections, nor do I try to limit it for my partners. And I don't really find that I am attracted to others at all in a romantic way. And you said it was yes, and when I find someone attractive, I also think it's fun to tell my partner.
Right.
You do? You tell your partner?
I think that is fun to tell them, because then they can, you be like, oh, hey, pull up the Instagram and show them, like, hey, you see that? Yeah, that's right.
Really, you do that? So
I think that is dope. I think that would be a dope thing to do. Yeah.
That's not my answer, but as far as that, I feel like for me, I don't mind like being out with them and be like, damn, she got a fat ass.
Right, yeah.
And
I think that's
like,
fun.
yo, her ass. Or I'll be like, wow, I want my ass to be bubble like that. Like, that shit looks great.
Look at that ass.
Yeah, like, it's normally I'm commenting on or body or physique sometimes, but it's normally ass. Because like I told you, I'm not attracted to vagina. I'm attracted to breast and ass on women, which... If you listen to the T-Pain episode, I did say that when I go out to the strip club with my partner or whoever I'm dating at the time, I don't mind. I prefer the women
to dance on them.
him. Yeah, because I love looking at her ass on him. I love looking at, her, I like that, but not vagina.
But I also wanted just to add on to that. It also depends on the partner, though, because at the beginning...
No. This is about you.
About me? Okay, yeah.
Because it could always depend on the partner.
Yeah, it's about me.
But this is like, say, before you get into a relationship.
Yeah, that's where I would prefer. Yeah.
That's how I took the quiz. I took the quiz from the standpoint, this is before I even enter the relationship with the partner. Like,
Absolutely.
what would I want? What am I looking for?
Okay.
That's how I did it.
Okay.
Because I'm single, For me, I think my answer was, I think it was yes, I'll look and strike up a conversation. And I'm open to going beyond that, but I want to check with my partner first. I think the most perfect answer for me would be, it used to be I'm a look, but that's as far as
you go.
That's how I used to be. But nowadays I
like
kind of
that
feel like
answer, too.
I don't mind striking up the conversation. And I'm okay if it doesn't go beyond that. You know what I've noticed? I'm okay with like letting chemistry just be chemistry for right there and then.
Right.
We had that moment. A lot of the times, if you try to go beyond that moment, it's not even what you thought it was.
At all.
You know what I mean?
That's where it becomes not chemistry and it's just compatibility. I feel like that's just my opinion. But go ahead.
And so I think the perfect answer would be just strike up a conversation, have that moment, and keep it moving. Go back to my nigga and just be like, yo, I had this great, like, listen to what this guy said. Da-da-da-da.
And that's not a bad thing, because you're allowed, in a relationship, you should be allowed to talk to people. There's nothing wrong with talking to people.
Sure.
Nothing wrong at all.
All right, so Next question. Are you interested? Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I took screenshots and not screenshot. I screen recorded so I can get the full everything. So the next question is, are you interested in experiencing other people romantically with your partners? The first one is no, just the two of us is all I desire. The next one is sure, I wouldn't mind being intimate with two people I'm casual with. The next one is, yeah, I'd like my situationship / friends with benefits to be down for a multi-partner play. The next one is maybe as a one-off, but mostly I'd like to keep the relationship separate. And then I think there's 2 more. Hold on. Let me let this scroll, y'all. Oh, shit, there's 4 more. It depends on where we are in the relationship and who this other person is. And then, yeah, I think it would be fun for me and my partner to sexually play with others. And yeah, I think it would be fun for me and my partner to see how we could engage with others, not just sexually. And flirting, yes. Anything beyond that, no.
I like the one before the last one. I think it'd be fun to engage with others, whatever they said.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'd be fun for me and my partner to see how we could engage with others, not just sexually.
Right. It doesn't have to always just be about sex. What do you think?
For me, that's like going on a group trip. Like, yeah, we can engage with others. That's like having more friends. So like that's gonna happen regardless. What I remember I chose was hold on, let me go back and read it. Maybe as a one-off, but mostly I'd like to keep the relationship separate. I don't really care to
maintain contact.
Yeah, like if my nigga goes out and he, sparks interest with another young woman, I feel like, I don't need to be a part of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you come back when you're ready and
Yeah.
But do you obviously have the conversation with me before it progresses? Right. I would like to know that.
Right.
But there are people who do a don't ask, don't tell.
That is also true.
Honestly, sometimes I teeter-totter. Like, dang.
Would you rather don't ask, don't tell?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, do I need to know? I think I always need to know that there's someone.
Right.
But as
the
far
details
as how far as it's going,
do you want to know?
I don't think I need to know that. And also, the only other thing I need to know is this progressing emotionally?
Right. Are you forming a relationship with them?
Yes.
Or are you is it just, because if you're going back to the same person over and over again, I feel like that's the relationship being formed. That's just my opinion. And your answer, it definitely says you. The reason I say that is because I remember you told me at the beginning, in T-Pain episode, when you said you would have a threesome, but it has to be somebody not in this country. It has to be in another country.
Right. And
you said one off, somebody that won't ever come back.
Yeah. So I answered that honestly, guys.
You did. I definitely did.
Yeah. And honestly, that still stands. I would like to have a nigga outside the country. Outside
the country, one that would never come back. I said a
woman before, but the only thing that's changed is it'll now be a man. Only because, man, I'm not doing that shit in Atlanta. These motherfuckers is messy, and I'm standing by that. I'm dying on that hill. Argue with your mama, not me.
Atlanta is too fucking small.
Y'all niggas is messy.
And people talk too much.
Argue with your mama, not me. Anyways.
What she said, nigga.
All right, so the last question I wanted to ask is, the idea of one person only for life makes me feel A, excited and giddy, B, excited but also weary because I won't stay with someone just because. C, that is not a goal of mine at all. D, great, but also I have questions. I need some outlets to express my desires for others and vice versa. E, uncomfortable. Shit, sorry.
You trying to scroll.
I'm trying.
You can't scroll. Yeah, you really got to let it play.
I do. Okay. No, okay. So what I said, E, I don't know. The next one is uncomfortable. I don't want to make any for life decisions when I still have so much life ahead of me. And the last one is restricted. That kind of commitment does not appeal to me.
All right. So my answer to this question, I do not remember what I answered for this one. Mm-hmm. I will say this though. This one, after re-listening to this, needs one of those mixed answers. One of those you put together. And the reason, and I say that because I was once married. I've said that before.
Yeah.
And I was gonna be, and I plan to be with that person, one person, for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm willing to do.
And no,
A.
he wasn't once married to me.
No, yeah.
Never been in a relationship. Leave me alone.
Never.
Leave us alone.
Please,
Jesus Christ.
don't start that. So I would say A, but with a mixture of like, yes, I only have eyes for one person, but with the mixture of also, if that conversation is had, like again, this is like you said, thinking before getting in a relationship.
Right. Mm-hmm.
With having that if we had that conversation before, we can have that openness about our relationship. If that is, you know what I'm saying, that's just the mindset going in. Like, yeah, I want to just be
We're
with
on the
that
same
person.
page with that
You know
one.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
I answered great, but also I have questions. I need some outlets to express my desires for others and vice versa. I love that it said vice versa because honestly, a lot of the
Be both
time,
ways.
like y'all, I'm definitely okay with being monogamous. That's not a problem for me. The problem for me is when I'm trying, it creates anxiety for me to be in monogamous relationships because at the end of the day, I don't know if the person I'm with is truly monogamous because I know I can be, and that's me being honest, but sometimes, and just based off of my past, a lot of the guys I've dated are not monogamous. And maybe they can be monogamous in the future, but in that moment they weren't.
Right.
And it creates anxiety because I want to trust,
But you can't.
Yeah. So
You
it's
can't
like,
fully do it.
I love that it says it's great if I'm with this person
Right.
for the rest of my life. That's great. But I am okay with both of us exploring and having fun. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, nah, you opening the door for niggas to cunt.
Or
what is it?
female.
Let them cheat in front of your face.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you gotta understand if that man's gonna do that, he gonna do it regardless. If that woman's gonna do it, she gonna do it regardless. Here's the thing. One thing I love, and if I don't say anything else on this episode, if you made it to this episode, I'm glad you're here to hear me say this.
Thank you.
I genuinely feel like if I am with somebody and we're in an open relationship, you are choosing to come back to me.
Right.
It's not like, oh man, I made this commitment, I have to.
Fuck.
It's always a choice.
Right.
And it's not like, oh, so now you an option. No. Regardless, you're an option, period. I mean, I get that point.
Even when you're married, you're still an option. You're option A at that point, in all honesty. But
there's several options.
But there's still B, C, D, the rest of the fucking alphabet. Then you think about it, because if, like you say, if they got money,
our alphabet, the Chinese alphabet, the Arabic alphabet,
bruh, what's it? The shit goes on.
But I say all that to say, like, I just know, like, yo, if you choose me, you ever like, okay, been with somebody and so for you, it'll be a woman. You ever been with somebody, right? That's your man, you solid. And you might be out with your boys, or you might be outside, or you might run to the bank or something. I don't know, something. And some woman is in your face. She's gorgeous, but you like, nah, I want to go back to my man. Like, I want to go back to her. It's not, oh, nah, I got a girl, got home, I can't. It's, I genuinely want to go back to her. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I'm restricted. It's because that's who I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not no chokehold. I have to be back there because I made that commitment. So that's how I feel about it. And also, I say all that to say is like, now I'm in love with you. When I fall in love, I'm falling in love with you. Meaning, I'm not falling in love in what you think you want me to be and I'm not falling in love with how you think I want you to act.
Right.
Or how you think I want you to be in this relationship. You're being who you truly are. And a lot of the times when you let people be all of the time when you let people be who they are, they can come back to you better.
They will.
You know what I'm
come
saying?
back to you better. I feel like that's almost damn near definite,
right?
Because you allow them to be them.
Yeah.
You don't force them. You don't put this what's the word I'm trying to think? I can't ever think of the words I'm trying. But you don't put you don't just restrictions. Like you just don't
when like
smother them to the point where you feel like they have to feel like, damn it, I don't want to go back. It's you let them be them so that they can come back to you.
A great example is like, this is like the greatest example because it's happened so many times. We see it in movies, we see it in shows and stuff. We hear it in songs. It's, you know, a guy, he wants to go out with the boys, but baby moms or, you know, the main chick at the house, she not trying to hear that. Like, nah, why you going? Why you gotta go out with them? I thought we was going.
You got your hair cut. You so fresh.
Yeah. And it's like,
you got your hair done.
when he is feeling restricted, like, oh, I gotta ask, see if I could go, and this, that, and the third. That is one, it's so emasculating, in my opinion, and vice versa, because it happens to females too, where niggas don't want they female to go out with, have a girls' night or girls' time, girls' brunch or whatever.
Niggas and females will start an argument on purpose just so that it can fuck up that person's night, so they won't.
Think about it, when you let them go do your thing, have fun with them, they come back,
replenish, refresh.
Right. Or a lot of the times they texting you the whole time, or they want to be with you the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or they be like, nah, I'm about to go back to the house, man. They get real drunk and they can't wait to come back. You know what I mean? Might bring somebody back for the three-way.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas be off the Hennessy, female be off the mimosas. You know how it go.
I hate mimosas.
Oh, shit.
Unless it's made with rosé and grapefruit juice.
Okay,
anyways, it's very bougie. But yeah, so my answer was basically like, yeah, I could be in a monogamous relationship, but like, do we have room for if we want to just have fun? It's not restrictive. All right, so right before we get out of here, let's just go ahead and go into the results. So yours was modern monogamy. So I don't have to read the whole thing, but basically monogamy, for you, I'll just read the beginning. You are a modern monogamous, aka a serial monogamous. For you, when it comes to structuring your relationships, it's not out with the old and in with the new. Your values are a combination of traditional and modern concepts of coupling. So basically, you traditional. I mean, it says modern. Now, I will say, like, towards the end of this, it did say that, let me see if I could pull it up. Modern monogamy is the most popular form of coupling and one that is depicted most often in the media. But don't fall into the trap of taking this for granted by assuming everyone has the same relationship structure goals as you. It is extremely essential to emphasize not just how important fidelity is to you, but to also explain why it is uniquely necessary for you to love and feel loved.
I have to agree with that. I mean, I feel like modern monogamy, especially in this day and age, I mean, it's about conversation. Yeah,
and that's perfect because it does say the world is outgrowing a one-size-fits-all concept of love. So, yeah. You think that described you when you read it?
I did.
So, okay.
Especially after you reading it again. What about you? What'd you get?
Well, I love that a part of modern monogamy, it's very much, I've always felt like another example I used to use for relationships is sometimes, okay, so monogamy would be like the world and society pushing that everybody wears a size 6 pant, right? We're just using
for female, yeah, because I can't wear no damn size
6. Just in general.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, just a size 6 pants, right? But you have people trying to, you have men trying to fit into size 6 when they don't. That's not their size, but they're fitting into it because that's what society says you have to fit into.
You have to wear that.
And so the whole time they're wearing these size 6 pants and they're so uncomfortable. Either it's too tight or it's too big. And they really wear a size 3. And so they have to wear that size 3 on the low. And that's when then they can be themselves and it feels good. But then they got to go back to society, reality.
And put that size 6 on.
Put what is uncomfortable on it. I knew this episode was going to be longer because this conversation is so good.
It definitely is.
So good.
Definitely is.
Okay, I'll read my results. We're going to do the 86 and 86 Tik the Bar and get out of here. All right, so my results were monogamish. Surprisingly.
Yours was monogamish?
Yeah. So basically the beginning says, for all intents and purposes, you are monogamous. Your partner is the only one you want to have a physical sexual relationship with. But that doesn't mean they are the only one you want to play with. That doesn't mean Okay, let me read that again. I guess these shots is getting to me earlier than I thought it would. I barely took any.
After 2.
Anyway.
Two.
But that doesn't mean they are the only one you want to play with at a safe distance. And that's very, very true. I mean, it says a whole bunch more, but just for time's sake, I'll just leave it at that. I can agree with monogamish.
I can as well.
I can agree with monogamish for me because I have no problem being monogamous. My best friend would be like, bitch, you don't want no open relationship. You is a one nigga.
One nigga.
But, yeah, I just think I've just expanded and grown to, let myself evolve in how relationships work and what relationships are better suited for
what
me.
style of a relationship is suited for you. I agree. It takes
for sure
growth. That's the main thing that folks don't realize. You might start off being like, shit, this ain't for me. But then you see how it works for other people. It might make curiosity.
Yeah, because it says, unlike traditional monogamy, you acknowledge that your partner may have eyes for others, because you sure damn do, which I do. So you are comfortable loosening the boundaries a bit,
right?
And so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
So, yes, y'all. So again, if you want to take that quiz, I encourage you do. It's a really great way to start just, exploring different options out there when it comes to relationships. GameOfDesire.com. Again, shout out to Sham Booty Honey.
Shout out.
And shout out her podcast, Lovers and Friends. It's a great podcast. She just, I don't know if she just dropped it, but I listened to it not necessarily in order, but she does have several, I'm sure she has several episodes on relationships and, open relationships, but she did release one recently and that was pretty good too. And it inspired me to want to do this episode, so... Yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and get into this 86 really quick. If you're new here, 86 is basically where it's a would you rather for the most part. So basically, would you rather have a threesome with your best friend and he takes your partner, or would you rather cuckold with your enemy? Do you know what cuckold is?
Yes, I know what cuckold is. Cuckold with your enemy. So am I the one sitting there watching my enemy have sex with whoever they having sex with?
No, wait, no. You're sitting there watching your enemy have sex with your wife.
Oh, fuck no. Oh, my God.
So you would rather have a threesome with your best friend and he takes your partner. Your enemy not going to take your partner. It's just your enemy.
No, but let your enemy... No, I'd rather have a threesome with the best friend because if they take her, fine. I'll find another female. God damn it.
But your enemy's not going to take...
I don't give a fuck. My enemy, you know how bad it is for your enemy to fuck your girl, and they're gonna gloat about, and you have to sit there and watch it.
How you know they're gonna gloat? What if they don't gloat? What if they just look at you like?
And they're sitting there. No, just the sitting there staring at you part is the fucked up part about it.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
gonna kill you. Man, please, nope.
No.
Hell no.
So you would really
option A. That's right.
This one was hard for me. Okay, so. Before I answer, I will say one of my kinks and one of the things that it's kind of a fantasy for me is, I don't know if it's a kink, but it's a kink. I would love to it's a form of cuckolding, but I would still be having sex with my man, my husband, and a really fine ass nigga is just watching us.
So you want somebody to watch you, and that's fine. That's fine. But you don't.
I think all I have to do is go to the sex club, really. But what if he not fine? If he nasty and look weird?
Yeah, because then you got them weird that motherfucker being
you
there,
know what I mean?
breathing.
Yeah. Oh my God! Why you have to take it there?
Mouth all open, drooling down the side of his mouth,
goodness.
sitting there.
We're not gonna get into that.
Right.
Of course, I love doing crazy shit on vacation. I don't know. Vacation just makes shit just extra. Sorry for the sound effects, ASMR. Anyways, so I think I'd pick my enemy.
Interesting. Your enemy fucking
I don't
your...
want my best friend to have my nigga, because then I have to be in y'all lives.
Hey, go be in their lives.
Nah. My best friend is my nigga. Or I would be in jail if I pick A, because...
You're going to kill both of them.
I mean, at this point... Someone's getting poisoned. I don't know which one, but one of them is getting poisoned.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we're going to avoid all that. We're just going to choose our enemy. Fuck it. Have sex with them. So you can see what I get every night. And while you cry at home like, I want it back, you can't have it, beach. Anyways, let's go into let's just tip the bar and get out of here. This was a longer episode, but this conversation was so good. It
was.
I can talk about this type of shit for days. Comment below. Also, let us know if we should do a remix, a part 2 to this type of.
Let us know. We would love to.
Just on this subject. And then comment below a song where you think that we can talk about it, or whatever songs that you think we should talk about and bring to the bar. So for the tip this week, I'll just go ahead really fast. So like I said earlier, I did put on my Instagram the other day a little comment, little something on my stories, just commenting on open relationships. And basically I was saying I wish more people were proud of the fact that monogamy isn't their preferred relationship style if it truly isn't their preferred relationship style.
Right.
Forcing yourself to be monogamous when you know in your heart that eventually you're going to cheat is not only hurting others, but ultimately you playing yourself, okay? Because now you got to spend time that isn't promised to you, living a lie. So if I had to tip the bar, that would basically be the gist of it. And don't be in a relationship. Not even don't. Ain't no don'ts. Find the relationship style that works for you. Indulge. Be merry. Be happy. If you have to change it, it's not for you. Change it. Indulge. Be merry. Be happy. Your tip?
For me, have those conversations at the beginning.
Yeah.
The scenarios that you don't really think of them.
Yeah.
Ask those questions that you probably wouldn't think of. Ask them. Write it down.
Yeah.
And do what she said about the who was it? The dude and the female that was sitting naked outside.
Oh, Jadena.
Yeah.
The artist, Jadena.
Yeah. Bear it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If for the people that are already in a relationship, bear it all. Yeah. Sit out there and expose yourself and have those deep conversations that you probably wouldn't have if you're fully clothed because you feel wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? Expose yourself and just go with it.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for coming to the bar. Of course, I could talk on and on about this conversation because I love it. This is the type of stuff I love to talk about. So much fun, so open. And so just hopefully I got my point across. Okay, y'all? Anyways, thanks so much for coming to the bar this week. You can follow us at Bar2Bar Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at ooh.nicolette. That's O Nicolette.
And you can follow me at KAP_ransom.
Yes.
Shout out to the regulars.
Yes.
Shout out to the newcomers. Become a regular. We up.
We up. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.